Today, we're joined by Maria Kulas, who has over 20 years experience. She's a certified mediator coming from a procurement background. She's very passionate about negotiation. We actually met a couple of months back with Ian, and one thing that really stands out about Maria is her professional background and her business. Acumen. She does come from negotiation background, and I think coming from kind of the purchasing environment is the first stopping point or the first cornerstone that allows you to build the skills that you require for negotiation. I think if Maria still remembers our initial conversation, we had that conversation around the distinction between mediation and negotiation. And often people, assume that they are the same, but there are intricate differences. And I think this is what Maria is going to be sharing with us today when she unpacks the concepts of emotions in mediation and the role that emotions in mediation play. For those of you that have done our mediation course before, you'd remember that session 13 deals with emotions in mediation. And this is one topic that we are really passionate about because I think it is one of the key aspects of any mediation session, understanding what the emotions are, being able to interpret and respond accordingly. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Maria Kulas, who will be taking us through this wonderful session around reading the room and who is in front of you. Maria, please dazzle us.
Thank you very much, Nora. It is very, very great pleasure and honor for me to be in front of such a committee because I'm following you, so you know or not, but because we are in one group, we have the common denominator of the International Mediation Campus. We are already somehow connected, so it is a great pleasure. I'm introducing to you today something that maybe part of you have heard about. It is the Ayurvedic system in the logic of negotiation. So Ayurveda, it is the holistic approach from India. It is a millenary holistic approach. Maybe some of you have heard about traditional Chinese medicine. It is more popular. If you are moving your heads, I see on cameras. Thank you being on, so it's easier for me. Exactly. So yes, Chinese traditional medicine is a daughter of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is older. It has been the system that inspired Chinese people, and we will be talking about this later on. So, in order to tell you something more who I am, can you move your heads that you see that my slide changed? Yeah? Okay, thank you.
Yes, Maria, change.
So I am an alumni of the Paris and the international, we can say it's campus of ESCP Business School. I made my executive MBA over there. I'm working in a big company since around 17 years now. So I supported many different clients, not only B2B, but as well B2C. I'm doing a lot of coaching as well, and I'm participating in a mediation. So I am in the room between the parties, whatever it is, B2B or B2C, it happens to be in the middle. Some examples of the companies, probably you know part of them. First question. Have you ever taken a personality test or a profile assessment to discover more precisely who you are and how you function? Let's put in chat, or you can move your head, but I suppose the question is very rhetorical one. So I imagine that, okay, there is a test called Hexaco. This one I didn't knew. Okay. Katrin, tell me maybe what is the test? Okay, I see some tests some yes coming in the chat. Okay, I will give you some examples of the tests. So there is MBTI, the 16 profiles, very common in the business industry, in the business world. There is DISC with the 4 colors. Have you heard about DISC? This is an international one as well. Okay, got you. Or there is Adisa's vitamins. This one I didn't know, Ole. Okay, but it's interesting. There are some Method de Belbin. So this is the German one, Meredith Belbin. She has written how to define profiles, and there are 9, and you should combine the team in order to get 9 people in the team, so it will be working perfectly. Or going even back in the Jungian psychology, that there were archetypes, so we can go really deep in the origin. So you see, there are different quiz tests, different personality assessments. We agree on it. Some of you have already done it. Why I'm asking about it? Do you know where personality tests come from and on what foundations they were originally built? Have you an idea? Is this because somebody had an idea to make a MBTI, or he learned from somebody? Big five, okay. I will tell you. It comes from this guy. This guy name is Hippocrates, so the father of the modern medicine, who lived in ancient Greece. So it is 5th century before Jesus Christ, and he invented the 4 types because it is connected with the 4 liquids, he said, in our body. So the blood, the bile, the yellow, how it is in English? In English, yes, I don't know. Well, doesn't matter. I suppose in our body there is nothing that it is black, but it is called black bile. Oh, it is written. And phlegm. Okay, phlegm, when we are ill, we have a lot of phlegm in our body. Okay, so this is a liquid as well. So, okay, those 4 liquids, he translated as humors. And why it is important? Look here, because starting from the time before Jesus Christ and going through the new era, everyone was picking up the idea of 4. So you see, at the 20th century, what happened? It was every 2 or 10 years, there was a new idea, new translation of the 4. Okay, so it is not new. This systematic typology was in the origin in our need as human beings to categorize, to make some generalization. Why? Because our mind is making some assumptions and it is sparing our energy. It is the same thing as every morning you are going to the job and you are not searching a new road because you know your way to the office by car. This is the same stuff. Our mind is making a categorization of the type of the people in front of us to spare energy and to know how to adapt to the person in front of us. Is it clear what I am saying until now? Okay? Any questions or comments on something someone wants to say? Is it a surprise for you to see that there is a story behind the quiz, the MBTI, or Adidas vitamins? Okay? Does it sound coherent until now? Good. Have you ever wondered where Hippocrates drew his knowledge from and what philosophical or medical traditions had shaped him? And I gave you already the spoiler before, so you know that the equivalent of the Silicon Valley in antiquity was not in the north of America, but it was the empire of Darius and Alexander the Great, who made thoughts between them. So they have been making an expansion all over the world. And this is where was the cradle of the humanity in the antiquity. Okay, and more particularly, it was the Indus Valley, so the river Indus. Now today it is North India, a little bit of Nepal. There was the Silicon Valley. Okay, so what you can see on Netflix on this series when there is Alexander making this his conquer and fighting with Darius, this is true. This is the time where the people have been imported by Alexander from India to Macedonia and to Greece because he was living over there. Okay, so this is how the knowledge from the East came to Europe. And how can we explain that 2,500 years ago, societies had already structured distinct human profiles based on concrete criteria? this is the good question. This is I didn't tell you. So who knows the traditional Chinese medicine? Who knows a little bit of Ayurveda and knows what is behind those profiles? What is behind? There is something. Wow, there is silence in the room. I feel important. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I will tell you. I will tell you. Look, does it ring a bell? Religion. Somebody was trying to guess. Nature. Nature, my friends. So the systems observed the nature around us, and the five elements, they are a little bit different in Chinese medicine, but I'm not talking about the Chinese one because it is younger. I'm talking about the origin. So I'm talking about the Ayurveda system. This system is based on the five elements. Ether, it is the space, okay? So we can call it ether, we can call it space. Oh, sorry, it is in French, the image. So I will say in English that it is the air, there is a fire, water, and ground. Yeah, I hope it is ground. How to say in English? Rabi, tell me. I don't know.
Maybe
Earth.
maybe soil.
Earth.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. Okay, also. Very good. Thank you for your help. Look, those five elements have been connected in pairs, in binom, okay? Or couples, I don't know, whatever. And those have created three profiles. So look, here I put you some emoticons, emoji, in colors, because the colors, it is something that we know in today, in the modern world. There are four colors. Here, at the very, very origin of the transcription of the personalities, there were three. So the blue, red, and the green. In Ayurveda, we are saying in Sanskrit, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Doesn't matter, forget it. So each person contains all of three profiles in varying proportion because each of us contains five elements of the nature. So it is not possible not to have it. It is a way to generalize. It is a way to make a shortcut to easily assess who is in front of me. So I would like you to remember we are all humans. We have all five elements, but in different proportions. Okay? Make it clear. Now, this is the clue of the workshop today, of the masterclass. I will give you the description who is in front of the room, who is in front of you in the room. I will give you how to guess very quickly how to assess the person in front of you. And why it is important? I suppose you know why it is important. Because if you know who is in front of you, you will adjust, you can synchronize, you can convince, you can understand easily if you know what is happening in front of you. Do we agree? I would like to see some yes with your head. Oh, I had some all dots coming in, but we will have time to discuss it with the questions. Susanna, thank you. I appreciate Susanna is with me. Okay, look, why I am showing you this slide. This slide is a spoiler, so you do not know yet the qualities. What does it mean to be in balance, so calm, no stress, peaceful, somebody in normal situation, and out of balance, somebody under stress. So out of the comfort zone, okay? Those three elements, those three profiles, they are here combination of the five elements of the nature. And what we'll be doing here, it is to put the characteristic of the element of the nature. So let's start with the air and with the space. What we can say as a characteristic? Is it something that it is moving, different to catch? It is adjusting to different shapes if you put it in the container. It is dry because the air, it is dry in something. It is not humid, it is not water. So you see, it is more dry. It is something that it is more like light. It is not heavy, if we can weighted, isn't it? So you see, these are some characteristics that there will be important. Why? Because if we put it into the psychology, into the mind, those characteristics, what will we get? We will get somebody who is creative, who has a lot of thoughts, who is very, dispersed in different direction, and he cannot finish his speech because he talks so fast. He has, so many adjectives and ideas, and he's interrupting people because he wants to make some input. Okay, it might, sorry, it might be somebody who is as well following the intuition. So it is not a rational decision. It will be somebody who will go with the flow. He will make just a spontaneous decision like this. So those are the characteristics of the nature elements that we are observing in people, okay, in a human being. Let's go to the example of the fire. This profile is tricky one because there is fire with water. We could be astonished how to compare those who are opposites. The fire is the majority component of this profile. So water is a secondary, okay? When you focus on the characteristics on this profile, please think more about what is and how is the fire, and later on, what is the input on the water. In the ancient times, when you have been transforming, the metal, you needed the fire, but you needed some water in order to cool the metal down to keep the shape. So you see, imagine this image as combination for this profile. What we can say, the fire can burn, but it can cook a meal. So it can transform the food that is raw into something digestible. It can transform the metal in gold. So a little bit is good. Too much, it is a fire of the house. Okay, so you see, it might be somebody who is um, very capable of being a leader, very charismatic, very a team leader. So taking people behind him or her. But if it is somebody who is exploding because of too much anger, too much emotions, too much something that it is burning inside, he can cry, he can scream, he can be over explosive with the emotions coming in the room. So this is important to imagine really fire. What doesn't fire makes to me, okay? And the last one, the green one, combination water with earth. So if we imagine those two elements, I could be thinking about the mud, the brown substance that you have under after the rain, but I didn't want to put here the emoji of the mud or something different. So I have imagined a tree with the roots that goes up to the ground. So you see, there are some leaves, but when you imagine a tree, what do you imagine? You imagine something stable, something, something, with the raisins going down, something that doesn't move. So complete opposite with the air. Is it heavy? The mud? Yes, it will be heavy because there is a lot of water, which is heavy. There is a lot of earth, which is heavy. Okay, so something. It is more like how do you say it in English? A locomotive. At the top of the train, the first that has an engine to pull all the wagons. It is a locomotive in English. Okay, thank you. So it is difficult to start the machine.
I
Once
they buy this thing here every day. My driver goes sit down for buy this thing
no, I
every
don't
time.
think so. This is the answer, Emmanuel, for our. Um, I don't know. Jabulo, can I turn off? Oh, thank you, Emmanuel, for switching off the micro. So I thought the manual will tell us how it is accommodative, but you imagine the image, okay? So it is difficult to make it going, but once in the movement, it will be, powerful, and you will not stop it, and it will crush everything. So look, somebody who will be more calm, more rational, and slow to decide, okay? So it is not the decision of the somebody who is blue, it will be more like decision of somebody who is difficult to change. No worries, Emmanuel. We like you still. Okay. Look, I let you read, and for those maybe who are peeling potatoes and only listening, I will read still. The qualities of the blue: light, mobile, dry, irregular, quick, creative, expressive, enthusiastic, but inconsistent. Does it ring a bell? The air. Oh, Ravi, you would like to have the presentation? I don't know. I don't know what you will get if I give you the presentation. Yes, of course you will get it. This is the ancient knowledge. I am not inventing anything. You can find it everywhere. Of course you will get it. So, somebody who is in the comfort zone is vibrant, enthusiastic, flexible, imaginative. It is adaptable because, like the wind, it will fill out the space. Great communicator, keen intuition. Out of balance, so stressful situation. Anxious, restless, scattered. Sleep issues. Why? Because there are too many thoughts. So at 2 a.m. in the morning, we are, thinking, I should have done it differently. I shouldn't have said so. This is what is the behavior of the person who has the blue element in majority. Do you understand what I'm trying to express? Is it comprehensive? Is it clear? Can you make some noises, please? or emojis or chat or heads or something?
Yeah, Maria,
Yes.
it's very interesting, and I know it's very interesting to see how different types and personalities are understood in case when we are in emotional balance or when we are out of balance. It really resonates with me now. Thank you very much for this.
Oh, thank you, Ale. It is so cool. You see, because I by myself I was searching for who am I. I was searching what is the sense of my life. These were the questions that I was asking myself, and every quiz I saw in every colorful newspaper for women, I was clicking the cross in order to check. But here I found what is at the origin. It is the nature, because we are nature. So there is something that as human beings we cannot deny. And of course, I do not say that MBTI is bullshit. No, I don't. But I'm saying where is the origin? So do MBTI, but let's check what is the nature saying about it. Okay, I will maybe skip a reading because reading it is not funny. You will get the presentation, so you will read at your time. Let's go further because I would like to explain you some tricks how to read quickly the people, okay? Because they are not blue, red, and then green when they come into the room, so you do not know. Sorry, I need to drink. I'm having fun talking to you, I suppose, and I'm shouting. A little bit of blue, eh? A little bit of blue. Look, what does it slide say? How do you think? Who can say? I will help you. The slide is saying, if I am blue, I will not communicate the same way to the blue, red, on green. Because the blue maybe will catch me easier. But if blue is out of the balance, maybe it will be red who will catch me easier. So you see, you need to know what is your profile, but you need to know theirs profile. It will not work if you know only yours. Okay? You need to know what the three profiles are in order to have the full vision. Clear? Good. Thank you for moving your head. I appreciate it. Look, a short recap. Blue, intuitive and creative. Red, direct and result-oriented. Green, calm and relational. So what does it mean? It means that, sorry, I need to put out the mirror. And back. It means that the person who is blue is somebody who will be difficult to contain. okay, the air element. It will be somebody disturbing you, somebody who will be not listening to you, or listening but thinking about something else, okay? So these are the characteristics that I'm not talking any longer about the body. I'm talking about the mind, how the mind is working. So the red profile, it is a task-oriented, goal-oriented, somebody who is always making checklists, who has the objectives and knows, in advance today what he or she will be doing tomorrow at 8 a.m. Okay, there is a schedule, there is a plan. Oh, I see some people recognize themselves. And the green profile takes his time. It might be that doesn't speak too much, observes a lot, needs to build a relation. So it is somebody who is caring and probably over giving, because the own needs are being forgotten and the others' needs are being put on the first place. Okay? Look, I want to tell you more. Something funny. Now connected to the body. What I said, that the blue, it is light. So crunchy, like chips, like crackers, like something that it is a little bit salty, because it is missing water, okay? Salt, it absorbs water. So the blue profiles, they snack a little bit peanuts. They are attracted by the something that is making them amplify their element. The red one, very easy, spicy. Does it ring a bell to you? You see that something that a ketchup, something that it is making the food tastes. Okay, the fries are always with ketchup, and the green, they eat everything, because they are very often the people who are a little bit rounded, so they do not refuse when they are invited to the meal at the table. But what I want to tell you, it is that they like the sweet element, the comforting. So pasta or all bread and viennoiserie, like croissant, c'est ça, okay? What I'm giving you those tips might be not about the mind now, but about, the tips. Because when you talk with your people, observe what do they take, what do they drink, what do they buy during the lunch break, at the coffee machine. Do they drink a lot of coffee, which is acidic and which is not hydrating, but dehydrating the body, okay? So it will be very blue one to drink a lot of coffee, sorry. The green, they will drink a lot of water. They are always thirsty. Okay, so observation of the behavior. And of course, Ayurveda is talking about the characteristics of the body. It's giving a lot of instructions, but this is not so interesting in our industry, because we are talking about how somebody was conditioned in the mind, okay? So yes, the body is important, and I have been trained how to make a diagnosis, because I see your faces, I see how your forehead is moving, you see what is the color of your skin, etc., etc. But I will not give you this. This is not something that you can use easily, and I cannot teach you in 30 minutes about the characteristic of the body. What I can teach you, it is the characteristic of the 5 elements of the nature in our mind. That's why I'm doing this. Is it clear for you? Okay, and Jabula, do I have still time? Because I see you some coming chat, but it is nothing that I should stop. It is still interesting what I am saying.
So yes, Maria, I mean, we can still go on for about another 5 to 10 minutes, but
Okay.
we do want to give everyone that's joined the opportunity to ask questions. So I think if you can maybe do another
Yes,
5
I will
minutes, and
finish.
then yeah, okay.
I promise I will finish soon. Look, the blue one, very short. The typical words, the phrases that they are using during the communication. What if we completely reframe the partnership, maybe explore a new model instead of debating on the contract details? Or, I have a feeling we could turn this tension into something innovative if we just stay open-minded. Do you hear the air in the way of expression? It is like Steve Jobs in front of you. Please look at it. Steve Jobs' blue profile, revealing phrases. So, showing lack of grounding, out of the comfort zone. I'm not sure if continuing this collaboration still makes sense. So, doubt, okay? I'm hesitating. Or if we should take a step back for now. What is this disagreement? Is a sign that we are just not compatible long term. Okay? So you see that not being able to decide, um, making an evasion, something that characteristics the air. Now, the characteristic phrases for the red profile, typical phrases. Let's be practical. What concrete actions can we each side commit to do? Okay? Let's make it organized. We need transparent metrics and deadlines, otherwise we are just wasting everyone's time. Maybe this is a little bit harsh, but the red profile, they are very direct, okay? If they are trained, if they are polite, for example, I'm Polish living in France, I have been trained to be a little bit more in conditional options and not yes or no, black or white, okay? So you see, I am red. I am red with a little bit of blue. I am red, and the way I'm teaching it is red because I want to grasp you. I'm showing you my energy, and I keep with my fire. At the same time, I'm innovative because I connected the Ayurveda with something which is modern, than negotiation, mediation. So you see, this is something that I am burning myself in. I'm transforming. I'm making a transformation of something. Okay, but when I'm angry, I will say, if they can't deliver what was agreed, there is no point continuing this partnership. No, I don't like you. This is no. I don't see why we should compromise when we've clearly done our part. I don't agree. Okay, good. And the last one, and then we are done. It will be the phrases for the green profile. We've built too much together to let this disagreement undo everything. So you see, no, let's wait. Let's take a step back. Are we sure? Difficult to move somebody from the place. Let's take a step back and find a balanced solution that preserves the partnership. Now, out of the comfort zone. Maybe it's better to wait a bit before making any major decision. So reluctancy to go forward, okay? And if continuing the discussion causes more tension, I'd rather stay quiet for now. So no decision at all, but different decision. Not I will not decide because I don't know the answer. She will not decide because there is too much tension. So it is too many emotions to go around. So the right choice is not to choose. Is it clear the difference of the green and the blue? Okay, good. Now I let you take your phones again and you can switch off the airplane mode and scan my QR codes to connect with me on Instagram or on LinkedIn if we are not yet friends and you do not like me yet. I will be more than happy to connect with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maria, and a huge thank you to everyone that's joined us today. This webinar took place at 2 o'clock CET. I know we have joined from all around the world, but for many people that are joining kind of at the midpoint of the world, so anywhere from, let's say, GMT to about GMT +4, you are joining us during your office hours. We truly appreciate you making the time to be with us today. We're now going to go to our Q&A where we're going to be asking Maria all the burning questions that we've had since she's presented. I know that this is normally quite hard, so I will, Maria, if you don't mind, be one of the first to ask a question and to just throw a spanner in the works. For everyone, I know that some might not be able to stay for the Q&A. I'd just like to ask everyone to kindly go into the chat and copy and paste that link, even if you aren't able to fill out the feedback now. If you can fill out the feedback anytime between today and tomorrow, we'd really appreciate it. It
Yes,
also
please,
does.
please, please.
It also does a lot, guys. Maria's definitely taken the time to to be with us today. So the little we can do is just, take 2 minutes to fill out the form and just thank her for the wonderful work that was done. So Maria, I'll start off on my side and then I'll go with Rabbi who had his hand first, and then Ole, and then everyone else that puts up their hands after. I think, Maria, my sentiments are you presented a really, really wonderful presentation. It's something that I'm really passionate about as well, emotions and the psychology behind emotions. I just want to, throw a spanner in the works. And I mean, it might again, be something that we all debate and talk about today, because this is what these webinars are about, for healthy discussion, for us to, interact and engage intellectually. So, Maria, what's your views on some people that say that, the personality traits are based on the Barnum effect? So the whole concept is based on us agreeing that these are firstly the elements that apply to people, which we can completely understand. Some people are water, and some people are, kind of land and air and all these other different elements that we've spoken about. But then what do you say to the psychologists that have critiqued, some of these points that have said that if I say Ole is water and I say Rabbi is land, it ends up becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy? Because if people say you are emotional, it can end up becoming a kind of conditioning where you become emotional, think of yourself as emotional because of these, elements that you've been associated with. And then other critiques have been around, the diversity of personality, of nuance, so that Ole might be both land and water. And for us to say he's either land or water is again limiting in terms of understanding the emotional framework. So I'd really love to hear that from you, Maria. And it's something that we do with all the different ideas that we put forward, that we sometimes looking at the other side. And I think that might also spark a lot of questions from, our alumni and all of our guests today, to say, oh, okay, maybe I was thinking along the same lines, or I'm asking myself as well. So it's a really, 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 good presentation. I'd just really like to know what your thoughts are about the labels.
Thank you for the question. There are two ways I can answer. First, I can answer according to your profile, because I see your profile, or I can answer according to what I believe, so my profile.
Yeah.
Okay, so first, I am letting you know that I am now somehow taking you with me under the water of the situation. Okay, I'm making a diagnostic of what is happening between us on the screen, because I'm not answering the question. I'm going step back. Now, the red profile would impose the answer of the red profile, because I'm the author of the method, because I know, because I'm sure the answer is this. This is the red behavior. I know your profile, and I could say something that I will not say because I do not want. Okay, let's make it an example. I can say, in this question, I hear already the answer. So I have impression that you have your own opinion on this, and what is this? Okay, so I could have given you a question as a response. Okay, so this is something more like, this is not manipulation, because my intention here, it is to connect with you. So I know your profile seems to me today, after 45 minutes together, more like green. Point asterisk. The profiles change with the lifetime. Okay, if you divorce, if you lost a cat, if you move to another city, your profile will change. Okay, so this is not granted. Okay, there is much more details behind it, but just remember that 45 minutes with Njabulo today is showing me more of the green in his approach. Okay, so I could answer to him in a green way in order to be understood and in order he likes me. But I will not do this. This is just an example to you what is happening. So now let's make a pause, and in order to answer your question, it is a way of red to answer to you that, as I said before during the presentation, it is just a generalization, so it is a shortcut. It is to facilitate to us to the script to diagnose the people, to assess them. So this is not a mathematical science. It is not always the same result. It is personal. At the same time, the green answer could be to you, I suppose that you have your own convictions and self-fulfilling prophecy will work for you because you believe in self-fulfilling prophecies. Does it answer your question or not?
Yeah, no, Maria, it does. Thank you very much for that. Rabbi, please, and then Ole after.
Maria, thank you for this amazing webinar. You showed us a different perception of emotions and how to read them. And I'm really, really thankful for this webinar. My questions are basically as follow. How, as a mediator, can we deal with a person that is between two profiles and sometimes the three profiles at the same time? It's very risky. How can we exactly know to which category he is? And my second question would be, do we have the right as mediators to categorize
Susanna, you are online.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So my second question would be, do we have the right as mediator to categorize the parties into blue, red, and green? And don't we jeopardize our neutrality and impartiality in this way regarding the parties?
Okay, thank you very much. Very nice questions, Rabbi. Sorry, Susanna, it was very red profile. You are online. Shut up. So sorry for it. I didn't want Rabbi has been, I wouldn't dare to talk about myself. You see the red? You see the red? Okay, sorry. Okay, to answer the Rabbi. I will start with the second question, the generalization. Yes, it is somehow to put yourself in the jeopardy, to be vulnerable, because making an assumption and a judgment might be a mistake. So you need to remember first, I assume that he will be green, but I might be wrong. Okay? So as I said with Njabulo, I talk to him. Even I didn't talk, I was talking, he was listening. And so I heard him talking like 5 minutes during the last 45. I assess he is green, but I might be wrong. So having this a little bit step back and humility and just, remember that I suppose, let's check it. So like during negotiation, you ask a question and you will know. Okay, I see that it rings a bell to you. Good. First question, it is about how to discover who is who. But you can study Ayurveda for the next 7 years and you will know. Because it takes 7 years to become a doctor in Ayurveda and you will know. And then you will have much higher probability that you will not be wrong when you are assessing people, okay? I studied Ayurveda for 2 years and I cannot say that I am a guru in Ayurveda, absolutely not. But I have some negotiation and mediation tactics that I learned elsewhere. I have an MBA that I learned something in it. So I am mixing my knowledge and it makes me a broader scope of what is happening around me. What can I say? You can come to my channel and buy my online courses and learn with me because I'm teaching this.
Thank you very much for that answer, Maria. Ole, please go ahead.
Maria, thank you a lot for this extremely interesting webinar. Really, while you were talking with Rabia, I heard one thing. Maybe it was Jabulo, about that we can answer in a way that is appropriate more for us, or we can answer in a way that would be more appropriate for another party, and there would be more this way the other party will easier be able to understand us. So it really resonates to me. This is my first small reflection. And my question was, I'm really interested in your opinion about my profile. And
These are always the questions.
And the second part of this question, if there are any tests or some kind of ways, except studying Ayurveda for 7 years, because it's very interesting, but I have no idea where I can do this, to understand more about myself in this case.
Yes, sure. With pleasure, Ole. Look, so to answer what is your profile, it's easy for me. The way you behave on the camera, you have been one of the few who has been giving me a body language during 45 minutes. So I had you in front of me. Those cameras, I have 6, so I saw you. I imagine that you have a lot of red, but I suppose it was the society, your conditioning, your family, your school that put red in your head, because the business is it is applauding, it is recognizing to be a red achiever. I assume that you have a lot of blue in you, but it is suppressed by the red. So being a high achiever took the first place. But in your origin, if you have been alone on the island in the nature for the 1 year, you would become much more blue than you are today. Then where to do it? I suppose there are a lot of quiz online that is being test your Ayurvedic profile to check on your mother tongue in your language what you would like to go for. Look for something that it is not only focused on the body, because there is 95% of the people talking about Ayurveda in the body. So if you have, running nose, and if you have an eczema, you should drink this tea, it will help you. So this is strictly body approach to Ayurveda. It is traditional, how to solve your medical issue. What you should focus on when searching for it is the question connected to the mind. How do you think? How do you talk? How do you walk? Because the profile red walks very fast. The profile green, how will walk slowly. The profile blue, it will work a little bit fast, a little bit slowly, because it is changing. Okay, so you should search for questions that are about charisma, leadership, about the opinions, okay? Because the quizzes who are constructed not only about what is the color of your skin when it is winter, is it dry and itchy or not. This question is not talking about the capacity of your mind. It is talking about what is happening from the physiology of your body. Okay, but contact me on my mail or LinkedIn, and I will give you some, tips, more tips, or send me a link so I can check if this is the one that you should do.
Oh, many thanks.
Welcome.
Thank you for that, Maria. Great question, Ole. I mean, I was just as curious as you to find out what my personality type is. I'd like to open up the floor to anyone else in the room that might want to ask Maria some questions. I see that there's still 20 plus of us in the room. So please go ahead, guys, and ask any questions that you'd like to ask while Maria's still with us. See another hand from Rava. Please go ahead.
Maria, allow me to ask my question in French this time, and I might translate it later on. Durant la séance de médiation, en tant que médiateur, doit-on, dès le début, quand on est en train de préparer la séance, est-ce qu'il faut faire attention à tous les éléments auxquels les deux parties peuvent être ou bien bleu, vert ou rouge, du point de vue le café, l'eau, peut-être la petite confiserie qu'on a dans la chambre. Est-ce qu'il faut faire attention à tous ces éléments quand on est en train de préparer la séance de médiation? So let me rephrase to translate this question. When we are are preparing the session of a mediation. As a mediator, when we prepare the room, usually we prepare the water, the small biscuits, or anything whatsoever. Should we take into consideration the three type of profiles when we do such any mediation session? Thank you.
Thank you for the question, Rabbi. I do it because I have the consciousness. So yes, I do. Then there is the environmental context. Do you have money? Do you have option? Can you do it? If yes, do it. Why not? Now you are richer with some knowledge. Then of course you cannot do everything, because if there is 34 degrees Celsius and you have no air conditioning in the room, your red profile will be very, very angry and you will not get anywhere with them. So it is better to go to the cellar without windows with the red profiles if they are the leaders and the decision makers. But if you have the blue one and you go with them to the cellar without windows, you will not go anywhere because they don't see where they are and they are in the prison. You see? And the green ones, they will suffer, but they will obey. Okay, we are in the prison. It is like this. We will live with it. This will be the green one. You see? You see how it works? So the chairs, try to not to put the people on the moving chairs. Why? Moving chairs, even if they have the armrest, what is it? It is making the blue higher because they are making like this during 45 minutes. And we do not want them to be more stressed and more, how to say, uprised. We want to put people down and calm them because this is a stressful situation already. So you see, everything matters. And moreover, when I meet the people, the negotiation, as you know, starts at the front door. Or when I see them through the window in the parking, how do they get out of the car? In the rush, how do they walk? Do they lose all the papers on the floor? It is, falling down, and they do not know where they put the key, the badge, they forgot. They are on the phone still walking to me. What I diagnose while watching the people's behavior, everything. Good.
Yeah, so Maria, that's a very interesting point that you put forward, and I think it is important to observe, people, and I think this presentation did really well in terms of giving us and providing us with the framework, because I think what you've alluded to, Maria, is something that we've all experienced, that we engage with people in a mediation or negotiation context, and even before we engage, we need to be able to read the room and to be able to understand the people in front of us. And especially, important in negotiation, speaking of your background and of mine as well, that, like you said, the negotiation happens even before, any conversations start. So, Maria, I think this has been really, really fantastic. I just want to give one last opportunity to anyone that has any questions before we close off today's webinar. Noman, please go ahead.
I just want to continue on the question which is, I think, typed in the chat by Ruth. If we can, if Maria, you can answer that question, which is basically what Ruth is asking is, what if you adjust to profile of one party? Will this not estrange, antagonize the other party if their profile is opposite? So basically, the presentation that you gave, it was a wonderful one to identify the profiles of people and see if they fall in the blue, the red, and the green. Sometimes, as human beings, we make mistakes. We in our judgments as well. So the guidance or the profile that you see, any example that you have come across in front of you when you are, dealing with people, how do they change their profiles? Do they change a lot? And if you have encountered such people, either they shift from blue, red, and green. So how often do you find that as well? have you, so this is something that I want to ask, because sometimes in my mediations as well, I found some parties at first it seems they are very open minded, opening to discuss a lot of things together, but sometimes when the process goes along, they become reserved, they become more angry, so they shift their overall attitude. So I just want to know how effective is this sheet criteria that you have shared. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Make base point, a point de repère. So you need to observe people when they are not stressed. What is their profile in their comfort zone? So you need to diagnose fast in the preliminary meeting without the opposite party, only with the party that you are, the party A. Okay, so they are only with you. They shouldn't be under the stress here. So you should make a diagnostic in the comfort zone and at the machine, at the coffee machine, and in the car, and in the lunchtime. These are the places where the people should behave normally. So you are decreasing the option to make a mistake. Then, when the problem is ongoing at the table and you're quarreling and there is a temperature up, not only the degrees Celsius, but the atmosphere in the room, you need to remember what is their basic profile. And you need to apply the phrase, the communicate, that will talk to the basic profile. Then, of course, it might be that you are, I will go fast, Jabul, okay? I will go fast. It might be that you are calming blue and there is a red, impatient already because he needs to keep quiet and he has something to say, and you are talking to the blue because you know that the blue is a decision maker. So there is a risk. At the same time, at the very beginning, what you should have done, it is to make a rule, a contract with them. Each party will have their time to talk. I will treat parties equally. So then when there is a problem in the room, you repeat the contract. You come back. I see that you are impatient. You name the emotion, and then you say, I will come back to you and I will talk to you just in a second. 5 minutes to the blue, 5 minutes to the red. And you are very equal with everyone. So they cannot go against you because you keep the rules and you are the person who is keeping the rules first. So this is the mediation. You will always have the antagonize the parties. Okay, you will always have somebody who is not satisfied. Do not satisfy everyone at the same time. Satisfy one per time. Does it help? Good, thank you.
Yes, it does. So Maria, we have run out of time, but I think before everyone goes, I want you to leave everyone some gold today. In the beginning, for those that might have joined late, Maria asked us a wonderful question about emotions, and we all put forward our different ideas and views on it. You can see that in the chat. Maria did say that emotions are something that you cannot control. So maybe then in 1 or 2 minutes, Maria, if you can just give us context.
Yes.
Why can't we control emotions? And then we can close off today's session with that wonderful input.
With a pleasure. Thank you very much for reminding me, because I forgot, because there was not this on the slide. So and I was watching your profile, so I forgot. I was not thinking about it. Okay, so emotions are not to be controlled. Emotions are to be mastered. As simple as that. You cannot control, now I will digest a green pea and now I will digest the broccoli. You will not digest your physiology and neurobiology. You can master. So I imagine that all of us knew the ways of mastering ourselves. So I wish you the time to have to become a master in your domain.
Okay. So, Maria, I'm sure there's going to be lots of people that are going to reach out to you after today's session to find out about mastering emotions. I do agree with, what you've said, because a lot of the times you only recognize after that you're feeling. And I think it's this wonderful, concept in psychology about the independence of the self and the brain, that right now my brain is operating my body, although I might not be conscious of that operation. So what Maria is saying is really true. I might be feeling sad, and it's not a feeling that I can control because it is something being operated by the brain. I just become conscious of the way that I feel. And then, like you said, then once what Maria said, how do we then master that feeling? So I'm feeling sad. What do I do about that, and how do I project that? So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. It's been a absolutely wonderful session. I did say to Maria, this is one of my favorite sessions on
Thank you.
emotions and psychology. So Maria, we have a lot in common. I love emotions. I love psychology. I love understanding the human mind, neuroscience, psychology, all of these aspects, and I think they're so important in mediation. So thank you so much for sharing that. To our wonderful community, thank you so much for joining us. And for those that are interacting with us for the first time, we have these monthly. Please, regularly check the website and join us for the next one. Rabba, who's with us today, will be delivering one later on in the year. So we again look forward to welcoming everyone from our alumni and any guests that joined us today. So I'll stop the recording, and that will conclude today's webinar. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Maria.